So great to have you here. And I can tell you, this episode is a special one. It's recorded live from the Tech Together fair that took place in October 2024. And I was there. I talked to speakers, sponsors, and it was really exciting to be there. And here is one of the conversations I had. So, Hilary, thank you so much for joining the DutchTechOnHeels podcast. The event, Tech Together, is just finished, right? You just got off stage.
Yes.
And tell me, because you were on stage a lot.
Yeah.
You had to, get everyone off stage on time, on stage on time, and then, keep people entertained. How was it?
It was amazing. To be honest, it was an experience that I didn't expect it up front. I was really nervous. I wrote down my whole text. And what is really interesting is because I'm often on stages. It doesn't matter if it's 10 people or 1,000. But this time, because it was so different, because there were children, I thought, how do you, make it tech fun for children? Yeah, what are the words you use, the language? But at the end, looking back, I think it was more powerful because there were children, because everything was much looser. It was not so formal. Because of the children, we actually decided not to bring everyone with their amazing titles at work, but nobody understands. So you are now captain or a tech lead, or, you're just Hilary from X, and that's it. It was really now about the story that you brought and not about your titles and your resume and who you know and whatever. And I think that makes it more loose and everyone more relaxed.
Yeah, and a lot more fun too.
Indeed.
Because they had questions.
Yes, not the adults, which you always see. And then you think, oh, do you have a question? And then everyone is quiet. Or you have the same two people sitting in front because they always start with their name and then the title and then where they work. And then the question comes. And this was with children, they just started.
And spoke from their heart.
Indeed.
I love it. Yes, yeah. I loved it.
It were the true questions.
Yeah,
honest
and
questions.
You see yourself as a woman in tech?
Yes.
What do you do in tech? What makes you?
I'm more an enabler in tech. I think, I don't know, for the women. So I'm not from the labels. I know for a lot of events, I'm a woman in tech or a digital leader in tech, responsible AI leader in tech. But what I do, I'm responsible for the ethics of technology. So really, how do you create technology with humans top of mind? And what does it mean for your strategy? And what does it mean for your data? And what does it mean for implementation and the use of technology? In all those different spaces of creating technology or using data are ethical questions. And you have the technical ethical questions and you have non-technical ethical questions. And especially on the non-technical ethical question, that's what myself, but also the whole team are focusing on.
And that's where it starts. Because that's what they translate towards technical questions.
Indeed.
And then you got an end product.
They go hand in hand. So of course, it starts with humans. I truly believe it needs to start always with humans. So what we always say is that you need to stay in love with the problem and not with the solution. And then technology is only a tool. So we have some kind of problem around working more effective. And then you need to think about what are the options that you can bring to work more effective. And technology like AI is one of the solutions. It doesn't have to be, maybe you have 10 other solutions because AI is maybe not fit for purpose in your context, but maybe in another context it is. So it always starts with that. And what we see now more and more in society, because everything goes really fast, everyone jumps to the technology first and makes the technology what we fall in love with instead of, but what is the problem that we really want to solve and for who and who's going to be harmed by this solution? Those sometimes those human basic questions, I think we sometimes forget to ask them when technology comes in. But now we can say, and when I talk about the ethics of technology, now it's also part of regulation. So also around the AI Act we have now, and you see a lot of those ethical questions that we were thinking about is now translated to law and make us now compliant. So also in our team, we have a huge group of people, who are more also people from law working on that and really, if you don't do it by heart as an organization, then you need to do it by law. It doesn't matter as long as you do it with humans top of mind.
Yeah, I love it. And how long are you working in tech?
So I think now for 6 years.
Oh, that's
No, actually, so I'm always wondering what the definition is of tech. So now I'm really focused. I think for 5, 6 years now, I'm really focusing on the ethical side of technology. But if you look before that, I was always leading huge data-driven projects. So
which is also tech. You're in tech a lot longer.
So I think now, if I go back when I also started, when I came from high school, one of the first thing I started with was digital research. So wow. I think the data and technology is really that red line through my whole career. For me, sometimes I know everyone says I'm in tech. I actually am tech. But when I think about tech, then I think of people who can code and who, really can talk about those tools that often I don't understand, but I don't know what the impact is on humans and how to use it and how it helps you with the solution of the problem that you really need. So that's more where my focus is.
Wow, that's great. Do you like working in tech?
Do you know what it is? What I like? And I'm going to sound really philosophical. People are still talking about tech. We have an online and an offline life. But actually, it's so integrated that I actually hope that we just don't talk about you have tech or we talk about online or offline, because our life is, it's our life that comes together with everything. Everyone has, a lot of people, if you look at homes, you have smartphones, we have iPads, iPods, it still exists. And we have laptops, smartwatches. I don't know what kind of tools we have to measure whatever you have in your house life. So when we still talk about technology, we talk about something separately. And I think because we still talk about separately, we sometimes miss the risks that come with technology. It needs to be part of our lives. Same way how we talk about food, same way that we say we need water, same way that we need to eat. Technology is now almost something that's actually, I think, one of our basic needs. And the first time you can really see that's part of our basic needs is in Corona time. And that's what I love about this event. In Corona time, we realized what it means if people couldn't pay for a laptop or couldn't pay for internet. Yeah. You were like disconnected of everything if you want to talk with your doctor, for your school, with a teacher, with your work. Because if it wasn't that important, then we could say, hey, it doesn't matter if you don't have internet. Doesn't matter if you don't have a laptop. It doesn't matter if you don't have a smartphone. But if you don't do that, all your basic needs that you need as a person to live here in the Netherlands is impossible. And that's also maybe a link to this event, why I love that it's a family event, because technology is actually part of your family. It's your kids, it's your dog, it's your cooker, it's your cleaner, it's your person who, work on your light, it's the person you talk to when you talk about Alexa. So we need to talk about technology as part of our life and not anymore as something separately. So coming back to your question, how is it to work on tech? For me, it's our basic of our life, and that's where I work in.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for telling me about your journey, how you get to where you are right now, but also your vision on tech and your view on it. As you know, tech is a part of all our lives. Really interesting. If people want to know more about you and where your further journey will get,
Just
how can people connect with you?
I think the best way is just to look me up at LinkedIn. I'm actively on LinkedIn. I read my messages every day. So, and you can also Google me and you find a lot of videos and whatever. But I think LinkedIn is the best way to connect with me.
So go to LinkedIn, look for Hilary Richters,
Yes.
and connect and tell her that you get here through the Dutch Tech on Heels podcast, so she easily can accept your invite.
That's a good one.
Yes,
that's a good one
because
because
you have no idea where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You can't accept everyone.
And I got a lot of connections, requests every day.
Write a message with it and let her know where you came from. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you for asking.
If you enjoyed today's episode, hit subscribe and leave a review. Stay connected on social media. Find us on LinkedIn, Instagram and X, Dutch Tech on Heels. Who are the C-level women in tech you'd like us to feature next? Send us a message. Your suggestions guide our future conversations. Stay inspired, stay connected, and until next time, this is Dutch Tech on Heels signing off.